I knew something was wrong the moment I smelled her perfume. It wasn't the fragrance itself. Sophie always wore the same one, a light vanilla scent, but the intensity of it. It clung to her like she had sprayed it twice, 3 times over, as if trying to cover something else. Sweat maybe. Or worse, someone else's scent. For weeks, I'd been pushing away the gnawing suspicion. Sophie had started going to the gym more often, sometimes twice a day. She claimed it helped her clear her mind, helped her feel like herself again. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But the late returns, the half-truths, the sudden guardedness, it was impossible to ignore anymore. So I stopped ignoring it. I placed a small camera inside my car. I let her use it for the gym, claiming mine was in the shop for a tune-up. She didn't suspect a thing. And when I sat in front of my laptop later that night watching the footage, it felt like someone had taken a knife and driven it straight through my chest. The video started innocently enough. Sophie in her gym clothes, sliding into the driver's seat. She adjusted the mirror, hummed to herself. And then, a few minutes later, she wasn't alone. A man, tall, muscular, a trainer I'd seen once or twice when I'd picked her up before, slid in beside her. The kiss was instant, desperate, the kind that doesn't just happen by accident. I didn't need to see more, but I forced myself to. They stayed in the car for nearly half an hour. Hands wandering, whispers filling the space. My wife. The woman I'd built a life with. Laughing, touching, giving herself to another man right where I should have been. I didn't cry. Not at first. I sat there, my hands trembling over the mouse, replaying the scene until my vision blurred. I think a part of me hoped it would change, that the next time I clicked play, I'd see her pull away, slap him, shout that she was married. But she didn't. That night I didn't sleep. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, Sophie's soft breathing beside me like some cruel mockery of peace. I wondered how long it had been going on. I wondered if I had missed all the signs, or if I had just chosen not to see them. By morning I had a plan. Sophie came home from the gym the next day, her hair tied back, cheeks flushed, water bottle in hand. She smiled when she saw me, but there was something in her eyes, hesitation, maybe guilt, that made my stomach twist. "You're home early," she said, kicking off her sneakers. "Yeah," I replied, keeping my tone calm, steady. "Can you sit down for a minute? There's something I want to show you." Her smile faltered. "Show me what?" "Just sit," I said, motioning to the couch. She hesitated, then dropped onto the cushions, looking at me with a half-playful suspicion. "You're scaring me. What is this?" I didn't answer. I walked over to the TV, plugged in my laptop, and pressed play. The living room filled with the soft sound of the car door closing. Sophie froze. Her face drained of color the moment she recognized herself on the screen. The moment she saw him slide into the passenger seat. The moment their lips met. "Oh my God," she whispered. I stood behind the couch, arms crossed, every muscle in my body straining to keep me from shaking. She reached for the remote, but I grabbed it first, keeping the video playing. "Don't," I said quietly. "Don't you dare look away." Her breathing quickened. She buried her face in her hands, peeking through her fingers as the screen showed them kissing, touching. "Please," she begged. "Please turn it off." "Why?" My voice cracked, the anger breaking through. "You weren't embarrassed when you were doing it. Why should you be embarrassed now?" Tears slipped down her cheeks. It wasn't what it looks like." I laughed. It was a sharp, humorless sound that didn't even feel like it came from me. "Not what it looks like. Sophie, I can literally see his hands on you. I can see you letting him." She shook her head, words tumbling out in broken fragments. It just happened. I didn't mean for it to. I swear it's not serious. I love you, I do. It was just what? Snap. Just some fun. Just a mistake. How many times, Sophie? Once. Twice. Or every time you go to the gym? She sobbed harder, curling in on herself like a child. "I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I felt invisible. You've been so distant lately. Work, stress, everything. And when he paid attention to me, I was weak. Her words cut deeper than the video itself. Because buried inside them was a twisted truth. I had been distant. I had let the weight of bills, deadlines, and exhaustion pull me away from her. But none of that excused what she'd done. None of it gave her the right to destroy us. So this is my fault. I whispered, more to myself than to her. She looked up at me, eyes red and swollen. No, it's not your fault. Messed up. I messed everything up. Please don't leave me. We can fix this. I'll end it. I'll never see him again. Just please. Her desperation should have broken me. Once it might have. But something inside me had already cracked beyond repair. I paused the video, the frozen image of her lips on his still glaring back at us from the screen. Do you know what I see when I look at you now? I asked, my voice trembling with fury and grief. I don't see my wife. I don't see the woman I married, the woman I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with. I see a stranger, liar, a cheat. She reached for me, but I stepped back. Her hands fell uselessly into her lap. I can't do this anymore, I said. The words came out flat, final. I won't be your second choice. I won't be the man you come home to after giving yourself to someone else. Her face crumpled. Please don't say that. But I meant it. The next few days were a blur of silence and slammed doors. Sophie tried to apologize, tried to explain, but nothing she said could erase the image burned into my mind. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them together. Every time she touched me, I recoiled like her skin was fire. On the fourth day I packed a bag. Where are you going? She whispered, standing in the doorway of our bedroom. To get some air, I said. My voice was calm, but inside I was breaking all over again. Maybe for a day. Maybe longer. She stepped closer, tears streaming down her face. If you walk out that door, we're done. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized something. We were already done. I know, I said softly. Then I picked up my bag and left. It's been months since that night. Sophie still calls sometimes, leaves messages about how she's changed, how she's sorry, how she'll never forgive herself if I don't come back. Maybe she means it. Maybe she doesn't. But when I close my eyes, I still see that video. I still hear her begging me to turn it off, unable to watch the truth of what she'd done. And I know deep down that trust once shattered doesn't come back. Not really. Because when my wife came back from the gym that day, I asked her to sit down and watch. And she couldn't even finish the video. Because she knew, as well as I did, that our marriage was already over.